presence in the building.
Like from when you were 9, so we'll start with that.
Okay, basically my story starts with RA, which is rheumatoid arthritis.
Okay.
I have a really bad case of it.
Okay.
You can see like my arms swell, you know.
Right.
And it roams all around, you know. So ultimately, it kind of was eating away at the leg, you know.
Okay.
And then I also was hit by a car. I mean, when I was 17, I was in the hospital for almost 7 years. I had many surgeries, you know. This leg here, I don't want to bore you. I'll try to make it quick. I mean, reality was this leg had lost 3.5 inches.
Okay.
So what they did back then is my doctor was the Mets ball team doctor, Dr. Parks at the time, and what they did was they cut the femur and they made this leg equal to this leg. Believe it or not, they shortened the leg that wasn't hurt, which was unheard of back then. It was very innovative, and there was hundreds of doctors.
You used to be 7 feet tall and you played for the Knicks.
I was.
An autograph later.
It ruined my whole basketball career. I tell you, all the millions went out. But ultimately, you know, it was a long haul, many years in the hospital. So this is sort of some of the things that happened to me physically. So as time went on, the knee was very painful for various, and then ultimately it became almost like bone on bone.
Okay.
You know, so I went to all, you know, doctors, very good doctors, supposedly one of the best, and they said, well, we'll put a replacement knee in. So I went like a year and a half, 2 years about. I went to the Hospital of Joint Disease in Manhattan, supposedly the best, and they operated and it got infected.
Okay. Oh, okay.
With the surgery.
Right.
And they wound up giving me the wrong antibiotics and on and on and on. So reality was they screwed up, and due to that, they had to amputate above the knee.
Because of the infection.
Close to the infection, because of their screw up. I should have been back. You know, it's pretty intense. I mean, I believe it's computerized, right, Eric?
Yeah.
I mean, he might, you know. And this part here is what it does. See this part? It becomes a suction.
Okay.
I'm not doing it right now because we're working on the top part. It was just a piece that goes over the leg. And what the purpose is to keep my leg in. So it's like PSI. I don't know. We figured it out.
It's actually a vacuum pump.
It's like
so
a vacuum.
It pulls all the excess air out of the socket.
Is this a motor?
Yeah, it's actually a motor. And I really believe it or not, I have a remote, and you put it in different phases, like if you're riding a bike or if you're jogging. You know, I'm not doing any of that, but
you can set it to.
You can set it. It's a lot of things, way beyond my knowledge, because I can't even understand my TV remote. You know. But it's actually unbelievable.
Okay.
You know, and I believe it's like the newest of the new. You know, and this is very new. You know, there's not many people that have it.
So he wears a gel liner over his leg,
Right.
and it folds over the top of the socket,
Yeah.
and that creates the seal around the proximal edge of the socket.
Right.
And the distal end has a one-way valve, an expulsion valve. So when he pushes his leg down into the socket, it pushes all the air out and creates a suction seal. It's a hydraulic piston, so that's where we get the resistance from. The computer's inside here. Now all the computer does is it tells the valves in the hydraulic piston whether to open and close. So if it closes, it increases the resistance. If it opens them, it lowers the resistance.
Okay.
So that's all the computer is doing. And it gets feedback from the pylon has a force sensor in it. So if it senses that there's a torque in a certain direction, if there's a torque in this direction, it knows that there's weight on the toe. If there's a torque in this direction, it knows there's weight on the heel.
So it'll adjust accordingly.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So if it knows that he's going to be on his heel, the knee knows, okay, he needs a lot of resistance to prevent his knee from buckling. If he has weight on the toe, the knee knows, okay, I can lower the resistance because his body weight is in front of the knee axis of the knee. So that's going to put an extension moment at the knee, which is going to make the knee very stable. So we don't need the internal resistance.
So how about like when he goes up the stairs?
So when he goes up the stairs, this knee always stays in that high resistance mode unless it's triggered to go to low resistance. So when he's going up the stairs, he'll, as long as his weight is forward, it'll allow the knee to bend easily.
The Genium microprocessor knee is the best prosthetic for Glenn and his lifestyle. He has never fallen with this prosthetic and can walk up the stairs efficiently and even bike. Glenn was meeting with Eric, the prosthetist, that day to get a new socket because the residual limb was increasing in size. This was affecting his gait and causing the pistoning.
The heel cushion was too hard for Glenn, which caused him to accidentally rotate the foot and heel strike. We think that there should be a softer cushion with the new socket, which will allow him to ambulate more efficiently.